Hello, everybody. This is R.K. Mullins, author of Time for a Serial Killer, Confessions Before Death, and now a new one out there, y'all, a memoir, a short portion of my life called The Drunken Savior. Hopefully, if you read it, it may inspire you or may help you in some small fashion. It's about a wino from my hometown, a bum that ended up saving my life. All right. Again, now remember, Confessions Before Death. That came out on my mama's birthday, Valentine's Day. Every Valentine needs a good murder, right? All right. Today we got Mrs. Beth Ross or Rose. I can't pronounce it. She'll correct me. I'm sure she will, right? She sat over and laughed. Man, that's exactly what I want to see, right, y'all? All right, Miss Beth, I tell you what, I could do an introduction on you that would kill everybody. I mean, bore them to sleep, actually. But I'm gonna hand it over to you and let you do your own. Take it away,
Oh,
Beth.
thank you so much for having me on. It is Beth Roose. It's Goose with an R, and so that's how I usually tell everyone. I am an author as well. I have done 19 children's books, 3 of which are turned into animated films, and they star folks like John Delancey, Q from Star Trek, and Rob Schneider, Catherine Hicks. It's a Hollywood. They're all 3 Hollywood productions, is what I'm trying to say. All 3 were nominated for Dove Awards, which is Christian music's Grammy.
Right.
The music had 12 Dove nominations, the music alone. So they are high quality. They are, obviously, by saying Dove Award, they are Christian film for kids. The award-winning ones are Jimmy Paul, the Pug Tooth Fairy, and then Elf Sparkle meets Christmas the Horse, and Elf Sparkle and the Special Red Dress. So it was a lot of fun to make, but I'm moving on. I'm moving from children's films to young adult and adult books. And I have right now 7 that 2 are complete. The other 5 are with editors. The book I have it's a matter of humanity. It's the Forest Guardian series. So by Forest Guardians, you're thinking to yourself, what's that? Well, obviously, Fairy Princess, one, and no, this is not Harry Potter. And the other, I have so many people ask if it's part of the Harry because of the owl. And so I'm just like, no, really? I wish. And then the other one is, again, the Forest Guardians, and it is Christmas Cuyahoga Valley. What's unique is all of my books center around the Cuyahoga Valley National Park in Ohio. It is the 5th most visited national park in the country. So a lot of foot traffic, waterfalls, thick, lush forest. And of course there's valleys and ledges, etc. So, I do that. Most of my books, so far, all of my books being Forest Guardians have Bigfoot. Of course, you can't be in a forest without Bigfoot.
You gotta have that.
Yes, of course. It also has aliens in it. And what I mean by aliens is they look like you and I. They are from the Palladians. And if you know anything about ancient aliens and have seen Giorgio Tsoukalos, the Palladians, they look like you and I. There's just no difference. The other alien race is the Nordic. And, Giorgio Tsoukalos talks about the Nordic all the time, and they are the ones that have the long white hair and very tall. That's the Nordic race. And so those are the 2 races that work with humans in all of my books, the Forest Guardian books. So it makes it pretty easy. Most folks that read know, who all the players are. My main player is the protagonist is Morgan King. his other fun companions are Dr. Jim Motice, a real physician,
Mm.
and then Bev Grissom and oh gosh, who's the other girl? Bev Grissom and Marsha Garman. And we all went to school together. All of us went to school together, so it makes it
Okay.
fun. And you know, it's they give me suggestions and ideas, and of course, other classmates see, and I receive requests continually to be put in the books. So, you
Right.
know, it is fun. So the books that are in edit right now is called The Blues War, and it's about a blue alien race.
Mhm.
Again, that looks very human, but has tints of blue in the skin and the hair. You have to look close to see it.
Right.
The other one is called Indigo Lake,
Mhm.
and that is about a giant seahorse that lives in Indigo Lake in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. I wished he did. But at any rate, so the gangs, you know, found themselves in some with some major issues, and Elias, the giant seahorse, helps them work through the issues with a most unexpected and unfortunate ending. So the other book is Bat Masterson. My dad loves the West. Well, he just passed this week, but he loved Bat Masterson, and in fact, he was on his deathbed, and he asked me to write a Bat Masterson book with him in it, him and Wyatt Earp. So I already have a Bat Masterson out,
Mhm.
and that has, it's a part of the Forest Guardian series, and Bat works with the hairy men of the forest
Mhm.
and the gang, and he's brought
My
from.
My
Go ahead.
condolences for your loss.
Oh, thank you so much. He'll be greatly missed. But Bat is brought back to the future, and it didn't take a DeLorean to get him there. So he comes to our time frame, our time period, and he brings Wyatt Earp with him. So it's sort of
Mhm.
having part of the Justice League with him. So and they solve a huge crime and somewhat horror and sci-fi, more sci-fi than horror, but there is a little horror in it. And they have to go through a lot to save planet Earth.
Right.
Now, and the other book that is written and definitely at the editor is a book called The White House Code. And it is a book that is fast. I mean, it was fast paced to write, and I never knew what I was going to write until I was actually typing it along. So it kind of just came out of nowhere. It was easy to write, but I think it'll be the most successful. So our gang is in a hurry to find the planetary codes, planetary defense codes to save planet Earth from a
Right.
supernova.
Stop for a second, Beth.
Yep. In the White House, China, there are embedded codes that the gang is looking for. The trouble is they have to compile those codes, and they have to be in the correct systematic way and entered in that same way. So they not only have to do that, they also have to find where the planetary defense system is located. So once they get into it, they find out there are multiple locations for it, such as Easter Island and
we don't do
the
spoilers now. No spoilers.
and then the as well as well, there's just multiple in Egypt and Israel and the Philippines as and Malta. So those are other locations that have a planetary defense system that needs to be
Mhm.
activated. So I have a few connections at the White House,
Apparently.
and I was fortunate enough for their China from past presidents to be loaned to me. So I have Washington, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe. I have Eisenhower. I have McKinley
Mhm.
and Polk and Tyler. So I, I I'm going to show you. I have white gloves on because the oil on your hand you can't be touching. But this is Jefferson's teacup, and as you can see, it has the crest of
Yep.
Thomas Jefferson. It also has on the plate is gold and blue, but it also in the gold and blue there is Templar crosses. So obviously a Templar cross would be, some sort of code. So
Right.
they had to write down each one. Now, Merlin is helping them from King Arthur, Knights of the Round Table.
Right.
Merlin is giving them help. And so he said to focus on elements because he's an elemental. And it was written by Geoffrey of Monmouth that he is a mercury element. He's made of mostly mercury.
Right.
So we're looking for, elements within the cup. This has a gold rim on it. So gold is the number one element. So
Right.
that would get 1-1 because it's number one and gold is number one. And so that's kind of how we
Mhm.
we figured they figured out the codes.
Right.
I,
But don't you have a total of 6 books in editing right now?
yes,
What are
this
those?
is one of the 6 books.
What are the others?
The other is Blues War and Indigo Lake,
Mhm.
Blues War, Indigo Lake, Bat Masterson. That's
Mhm.
3 books. And well, they're 3 books under one cover.
Gotcha.
So that's basically what I there that
Okay.
she's editing right now.
When do you anticipate those books being launched?
I know the editor just completed Blues War,
Mhm.
so that should be out within a week tops. And this one, well, Bat Masterson will flow fairly quickly, so
Mhm.
she should have no problem. Maybe 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks for Bat Masterson,
Okay.
and then
Would you?
Indigo Lake is very long, so that'll be a couple months.
Yeah. Would you like to be back on the show once you got those 3 out? Well, at least the first 2. Blues.
Yes, absolutely.
Would you like to be back on
Yes,
the show to watch those as well?
I'd be honored. Honored. Thank
I'm
you.
definitely going to have you back on. I mean, because I get guests I have to pull a conversation out of them like pulling hen's teeth. Like I said, this ain't the typical interview. It's all about you guys. I haven't had to plug my book one dad burn time. People, I know you're happy about that, right? But Beth is a wonderful guest, absolutely a great guest. And I'm not sure. I mean, I even forgot to look at the time to see how long this thing's going. I think we're kind of close to the 30-minute mark.
Okay.
But I want you to do a closing for yourself.
I've never been asked that. How interesting. Okay. If you are looking for action, twists and turns you would never expect, and a group that loves their family and has a ton of kids, this would be a book for you. It keeps you on your toes. It like I said, unexpected and sometimes unfortunate endings. So if you like a book that does not give away what the ending will be, you will love my books.
That is absolutely correct, people. I mean, I haven't had the chance to look at her books. This interview was done on the shortest possible notice, and I'm like maybe 20 minutes, right? And she asked me,
Yes.
"Hey, well, I told her, when would be a good time or day?" She said she was retired. Anytime was good. I said, "Now, done."
I was
Right?
surprised to see that. I was shocked.
Well, I'm also retired, so I don't know if it's retired or whatever, but disabled, call it whatever the heck you want, and that gives me time. And I'm currently was working on two. I still guess I'm working on two. All right, but anyway, I think it's time we need to close this up and not bore them totally to death, which you haven't done. You've been smiling, you're laughing, talking about your books, and I can't ask for anything better from anyone that's ever on my show. That's exactly what I want. Don't give me time to run my dad burned mouth, right?
Oh, you're great.
Everybody, this has been R.K. Mullins, host of Author to Author, with special guest today, Beth
Bruce.
Roose. I knew she'd get me somewhere, right? Remember, R.K. Mullins, author of Time for a Serial Killer, A Lifetime of Murder, and its companion now, Confessions Before Death, Satan's Revenge. It's out there on Kindle and soon to be out there on paperback if y'all want it. Not to mention something very, very special and close to my heart. All right. A true story memoir of a small part of my life, but it was a very significant part of my life. And hopefully, the message that's in that book can help those that it needs to. We all need a little help from time to time. No matter what it is, we need it from someone somewhere. Again, y'all, this is R.K. Mullins. Y'all have a great day now. You hear?